Hi everyone, can you hear me okay? If anybody's on, could they give me a thumbs up for picture and sound? Hi Anne, can you hear me okay? Hi Gary, can you give me a wee thumbs up if the sound and... Hi Patrick, thanks for joining. Thanks Patrick, thumbs up. I'm glad everything's okay. I had to change things about, like we've got a hell of a storm going. Hi Carol, good evening. We've got a hell of a storm coming in Troon just now. You might see from the trees behind me there, they're blowing like a hoolie. So it's, thanks Gary, I thought it might break up. The internet's been coming and going, although we've even got cable, it's still been coming and going tonight. So I just hope that this continues. Hi Tricia, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I thought I'd just come on this because a new call was on yesterday, so I thought I would come on today. I don't like to tread in anybody's shoes. Video quality not great. Thanks, Gary. I'll see if I can up it a wee bit. Just give me a second. Yeah, it looks clear enough here, Gary. Hi, Jazzy. Thanks for joining me. Are you still in France, Jazzy? Hi, Kevin. How are you, mate? Rolling down tonight. I've just actually got one out. We had a pink tinkle on the phone earlier on. We've got a yellow weather warning. Could be going up to Anvil later this evening. Back home in England, okay, Gary. We're at the moment we're gusting about 45 miles an hour with wind, so that's probably why the picture quality is not very good, although it's still on cable. Thanks, Anne Marie. Hit the thumbs up. Is it buffering, Gary? Okay. I've actually got the Wi-Fi booster in here, but it's probably something to do with the atmospherics just now. But anyway, appreciate everybody joining me. As I say, I know it's Colin's usual night tonight, but as he went live yesterday, I thought I would just nip in and do a quickie tonight. So thanks everybody for joining in tonight. As you'll see, as I said earlier on, the trees are blowing a hoolie in the background. Good evening, Steve. I bet you don't have 50 mile an hour. Okay, Tricia, I'll try and turn it down a wee bit. Just give me a second. Is that any better, Tricia? I've just turned the brightness down a wee bit. If you hear a big noise, I'm actually sitting in the conservatory because I can't sit in the front room because of the noise of the rain hitting the windows. So if you hear some pattering on the ceiling, it's the rain falling on the conservatory. It's actually blown over for a wee bit just now, but when it comes with a vengeance. So as I was saying, we've got a yellow warning going to be increased to amber tomorrow at 9 o'clock in the morning for consistent heavy rain for 24 hours. It doesn't end until Thursday night, and it's going to be strong winds, could be gusting between 45 and 60 miles an hour. So hey ho, hang on to your horses. If anybody's got any questions, just stick them down. I'll try my best to answer them. I think I had to change things tonight because I said last night that YouTube was playing up a wee bit. So I changed things tonight, but anyway, Carol, your Tesco driver was soaked. I had this surprise. We had an Amazon guy come in this morning, and he must have had a wetsuit on. It was absolutely blowing a hoolie. I bet it is, Gary, because you're on the West Coast as well, further south than us, but I think we'll get a battering during the night. Kevin is still on. I hope you're get a couple of quells down you for the flight out from Edinburgh tomorrow. It's never as bad in the east as it is in the west, though, if the weather's coming from that direction. So hopefully you'll be fine tomorrow, Kevin. You know you'll be heading to somewhere a wee bit warmer. Really appreciate everybody joining me tonight. I'm actually going to give you a few stats about the channel. As you know, thank you to you all for pushing it over the 1,000 subs a couple of weeks ago. We're now at 1,013. It's increased by about 10 to 13 this week, which is good. Kevin, you probably know a bit more about this, but my small channel with less than 1,000 subs up until 2 weeks ago has had 225,275 views and 7,500 watch hours, which is absolutely still incredible. I think it's incredible for a small channel, but maybe Kevin, you give me a better idea on those facts and figures. I know that you study these things, but what I was really surprised about was 78% of the viewers are still not subbed, which is absolutely incredible if you think that 78% of the people watching are still not subbed. Now you must be making a fortune. That'll be right, Nigel. But anyway, I didn't do it to make money. I just do it for the sake of it. I enjoy doing it, and that's it. Good evening, Vinny. Tim will shout about the light, and I'm sure he will, Vinny. I bet he does. Nigel, nice to see you. Thanks for joining me in tonight. And Tony, good evening from a wet and windy East Kilbride. I bet it is, Tony. It's shocking down here just now. Thanks, Anne-Marie. I thought the stats were quite good, but as I say, I've got nothing really to compare it to. But I was quite pleased when I looked at them earlier. I know that, Kevin, the number of subs doesn't mean anything. I know it's the views and the watch hours help. Your wife has persuaded you to book a 10-day holiday over New Year. If you're going at New Year, Jem, you'll thoroughly enjoy it. The hotel really go out of their way to look after you at New Year. Champagne all night. If you like champagne, obviously other drinks are available. But no, it was wonderful. You've probably seen my vlogs from New Year, but it really is. Entertainment was great. Everything about it was fantastic. The choice of food at New Year's dinner was absolutely remarkable. And we had a right laugh because the next day when we went into breakfast, they'd obviously had beef Wellingtons left. So they were doing beef Wellington at breakfast the next day, which was really quite nice. Hi, Vinny. It was nice to see you this morning on your wee walkabout with Timbo. Ah, Raimundo and Patricia. ¿Cómo estás? I'll let Kevin tell you where he's going, Anne-Marie. I'm in the know, but I won't spoil it. We had a chat on WhatsApp earlier this morning, so he's heading away to sunnier climes, and who can blame him? Mind you, Anne-Marie, don't have long to go. Anne's half packed as it is. And if you think I'm joking, I'm not. She couldn't join us tonight, but she's going to join us in the next one, hopefully. Yeah, Turkey, Bodrum, and maybe Kos. Kos is lovely, Kev. I was in Kos years ago. I haven't been for a long time. Question from Jazzy. Any travel plans for the rest of the year? Yep. Heading off to the Rona Gran on the 9th of October. So I'll hopefully meet up with a few of you there. I hope you're going to be there, Kevin. I know Anne-Marie's there. The staff are amazing. That's good, Gary. It's nice to hear. That's good. No, so I'm going out to the Rona Gran in October. I've got a fair bit on at work between October and Christmas. I will be going out for New Year this year, as I want to really keep an eye on my mum. As you know, she had a TIA a few weeks ago, but she's doing well. So, but anyway, No, I'm not going out at New Year this year, but we're going on I think it's the 9th of March for 2 weeks. And the day before St. Paddy's Day, I will be 66, so I'll be getting my pension when I'm out at the Rona Gran. So I might even be able to afford to buy you a couple of beers if I see any of you out in Tenerife then. What about you, Jazzy? Where are you off to next, pal? I caught your video earlier on and it was nice in Nice. Try saying that after a few gin and tonics. Have you got any travel plans for the rest of the year, Jazzy? That's right. That's David's. I knew you were going to Nerja, Anne-Marie. How's David's knee and how are you? That's as well, because I know you've both been suffering recently. I don't think damp weather helps. Jazzy, that's a good one. Anyway, you can get a cheap flight. You should speak to Kevin, Jazzy. He's the man for getting you the cheap flights. And fun enough, I had an alert from Skyscanner today asking if I wanted to go from Glasgow to Belfast or Dublin for £29, which I thought was quite reasonable. Gary, you off to Whitby for a couple of weeks. Gary, how are you feeling now? I know you're suffering a bit from long COVID. How's things? Hopefully you're on the mend. Hi, Maria. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate everybody joining. Yeah, Kevin's video in there was good. It was lovely. It's a place that we've been to, but so many years ago now. It made you want to go back, seeing Kevin's walkabout. It was lovely. That's a good deal, Kev. $299. Whereabouts in the US? Don't tell me it's Vegas. That's good, Anne-Marie. I'm glad to hear it's improved. And exactly, it doesn't help with our damp weather. I'm sure of it. Yeah, Kevin, Liverpool signed a new goalkeeper. Have you had more tests, Gary? Hopefully they can get to the bottom of it. Are you going to join the McMaster in Vegas, Kev? I'll be interested to see what you do in the videos over there, Kevin. I must admit, it's not our favourite place, but then again, it's horses for courses. I think Denise is asking Anne what date you're in Tenerife. I think you're riding the 30th, Anne, if that's correct, to the 14th. Please correct me if I'm wrong. We arrive on the 9th and we'll be there until the 23rd. All I would do is walk down the strip. I'm sure you'll find something, Kevin. You're great in finding these really places that nobody else can find. I actually think we're in for a squall in a minute, folks, so hang on to your hats. If I'm just looking out towards the sea out the window and it's getting guy dark out there, so if the internet starts buffering, my apologies. Vinny, I think it should be on prescription. In fact, I think you should get a prescription for 365 days of the year, because that would suit me. Yeah, Nigel, it's not our cup of tea. Went for a couple of days and couldn't wait to get out the place. But as I say, it's horses for courses. I mean, I have friends and they swear by it. They love it, but I can't say it's not my bag, put it that way. Evening, JJ. How are you? Thanks for joining in. Appreciate it. If anybody's got any questions, just stick a Q like we do with Tim in front of it. Then it's easier for me to pick out. Gary, when are you coming to see your brother in Ayr in October? If you can give me the dates, we'll try and arrange a wee meet. That's true, Anne-Marie. I think America in general has got very expensive. Everybody's saying hi to JJ. Really appreciate everybody coming in tonight. It's really kind of, as I say, it was just because I knew that I wasn't going to be treading on Colin's shoes. So that's why I thought I would come and do this tonight, as I hadn't been on for a while doing the live. It's something I'm still not quite comfortable with. Excuse me stretching up there. My iPad's on next to me and I wanted to make sure that it was muted. And actually, I'm looking at my iPad and I can see what you mean about the picture not being very good. See, it's fine on my screen here on my MacBook, but it's not very good on my iPad. I'll see if I can boost the Wi-Fi a wee bit. It's reasonable. I think it's probably weather related, to be honest with you. Thanks, JJ. Yeah, we're fine. All well. My great niece, my niece's daughter, started secondary school today, and it was a lovely day. The first years were all lined up, and they got marched into the school with a piper in the front. So it was quite a nice wee thing to see. It was lovely. My niece kindly recorded it for us and showed us earlier on today. I got 20 on there. That's really surprising and very encouraging. Thanks very much, everybody, for joining in. Really appreciate it. Anybody got any questions, please just fire them in and I'll do my best to answer them. And we've got all the experts on here tonight, Anne-Marie, Kevin, Steve and Denise. So Tenerife-wise, we should be covering all bases. Nigel, it does seem more expensive than the UK. We've got family that just went over to New York for a long weekend. They said it was really expensive. They were actually surprised how expensive it was. 23 years since I stood in a playground waiting for my son to come out. Where does the time go, JJ? It's frightening. I remember when Lucy started primary school, now she's off to the secondary school. Unbelievable where the time goes. It's getting older. That's what it is, JJ. It goes quicker when you get older. Thanks, Anne-Marie, for doing the thumbs up job. Appreciate that. And thanks in general to the mods for keeping everything nice and relaxed and comfortable for everyone. Yeah, Nigel, I don't know if did you see Lee's McMaster's vlog earlier on from Vegas when he went to Gordon Ramsay's? He had, I think some ads were up there. Gordon Ramsay's, I think they added on automatically a $30 service charge. I don't mind paying a service charge, but I hate it when it's actually forced upon you. No problem, Gary. Yeah, a lot of people don't. I was going to say that to Anne-Marie, because she's stayed in the volcano before. It will automatically. It should go on to when you go to the Arona Grande in March. Anne-Marie, just make sure that it does. I know it's extortionate, just to an arbitrary $30 service charge. I think service is one of these things where I don't mind giving anybody anything for good service, but I don't think you should reward it when it's bad. Cheers, JJ. Appreciate that. Yeah, that's right, Nigel. It was beef Wellington. What is it? They called it, was it Gordon Ramsay's signature beef Wellington, or his signature disc? It's amazing though, when you think what you spend to get there, and then these extra charges, they can be absolutely criminal at the end. That's right, Anne-Marie, I saw that actually. The extra charges were absolutely extortionate. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, you could be right there. You could be right. Yeah, we certainly prefer the Arona Grande to the volcano, Kevin, but that's a personal thing, because obviously it's adults only, and as everybody knows, if you look after the grandchildren, the children all year, you just want a wee bit of peace and quiet on holiday. Excuse me, scratching my ear. I got bitten in my ear last night out in the garden, the midges. Yep. That's exactly, yeah, just make sure you do, Anne-Marie, because it does, any of the spring hotels, the Batacara, the Volcano and the Rona Gran, if you've stayed in for one stay, you should get 15% off everything at the end of your stay. I'm glad you got that, Gary. That was good that you got that off. It's worth it at the end of the day. That's one thing about the Rona Gran, although it's a good quality hotel, I don't think they fleece you for drinks. I really do think that they're really quite on the ball when it comes to that. I think there's so many reasonable bars and restaurants about that obviously serve drinks. I think they have to be. Hi, Alan. I know you've just returned from the Rona a few weeks ago, back to reality with a bang. Does anybody follow Who Knows Where? He's going live tomorrow from Tenerife. Who knows where? JJ, you've got us guessing now. I actually, I don't know if anybody has been to Madeira that's on the chat here, but I noticed that they've opened flights out to America as well. I just hope, and I've got nothing against Americans. I've got a lot of good American friends that I used to play golf with, but I just don't, I hope it doesn't get inundated with Americans. I really don't. But that's just a personal thing, as I said. But I think it would lose a lot of its charm if it did. Excuse me. That's funny, Anne-Marie. What you just said there. Who was Anne was speaking to somebody the other week, and they did exactly the same. They actually, I think, their own brand from the Volcano. I don't quite know the full story, so I don't want to say too much, but it was something in that. Something in that else. Raining in Tenerife at the moment feels like home, Vinny. Hey, listen, nothing like the rain here, Vinny, I can assure you. I know when it does rain in Tenerife, it can. Yeah, fine, JJ, that would be fine. Yep, if Anne can do that, I'm quite happy with that. Yep. I'm happy with anybody that helps my channel. I'll help them out as much as I can. And that's what I really have got a lot to thank a lot of people for, and especially Kevin, Anne-Marie, Rick, Tim, and a few others that I don't want to miss anybody out. You know who you are, that helped me get over the 1,000 milestone. There we go. That's fine. Thanks, Anne-Marie. Anne-Marie is so on the ball with these channel links. It's fantastic. Thanks, Anne-Marie. Who knows where the guy does good hotel reviews? Is that who knows where, Kev? $20.25, Gary, for 2 weeks is $16.80 bed and breakfast with a side sea view. Okay, I'll have a look out for that, JJ. I haven't really heard of that, but I'll certainly, Anne-Marie's put the link now, I'll certainly have a wee look at that. I certainly will. Thanks for that, Anne-Marie, and thanks, JJ, for pointing that one out. It's live from Tenerife tomorrow. We'll catch up that, Rain, Pat. We'll have a wee look in. Thanks, Anne-Marie. The thing is that I've always got to think when I'm away with Anne, it's her holiday as well. And she says, she comes back, she says, I'm fed up with him, got a camera at everybody's backside when I'm with him. But no, she's really quite patient. So I'm going to thank her for that. Incredible waves. I saw actually a bit of Tim and Vinny this morning, Trisha, and it looked as if it was, it certainly was blowing about a wee bit when I was there, when I saw it on Tim's channel this morning. Is it okay to travel on link to he's on a mission for nature, is it? No mention of any name. Yeah, Patrick, I think I'm with you on that one. I think Patrick and I are on the same wavelength when it comes to a certain vlogger. Thanks, Nigel. I love it. Poor beaches, I know, especially over there. Trisha, they'll be getting hammered. Hi, Karen. Nice to join you. Nice of you to join us. Thanks very much for coming along. It is. What a great community most of us smaller vloggers, not including obviously Kevin and that, get from support from everybody that does the Tenerife bit. It really is. It's very humbling. I was speaking to Colin the other day, and he was saying exactly the same thing. I think we're all of the same agreement with that. And it was because of Kevin that I started. And another reason was that I can't really play much golf anymore. I've got carpal tunnel in my right hand, so it's very difficult for me to grip a golf club like I used to. And it got a bit frustrating. So I just said, right, enough's enough, I'm not playing. I still go out and hit a few balls every now and then, but it certainly doesn't do the hand any good afterwards. JJ, have the beaches in Blackpool they destroyed? My goodness. I don't know. I can't even. I looked out. Thanks very much, Anne-Marie. That's great. I've actually tweaked the Wi-Fi, but as I say, I'm down in the conservatory, so sometimes this part of the house, it gets a wee bit of a block, but hopefully it's a wee bit better. Thanks for letting me know. I must say as well, Anne-Marie, thanks for putting in all my little bits and pieces into the Tenerife Friends Travel. That's a wonderful community as well. If anybody that's on here tonight, it's probably all a member there, but if anybody isn't, please, if you can put the link up, Anne-Marie, and we'll get the numbers up on the Tenerife Friends Travel. And everybody's so helpful in there. They've got some great tips. Evening, Michael, how are you? Thanks for your wee heads up earlier on. Michael, I was going to ask you while you're on, and Kevin, Colin had a wee bit of problem with YouTube last night, and I had the same problem earlier. It was the StreamYard link. I don't know if you know anything about it. I wondered if you'd had any of the same problems, but it's all good now, but it certainly wasn't earlier on. Thanks, JJ. Appreciate for you coming in. Thanks so much. Thanks for all your support. You take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thanks, Anne-Marie. That's the link to the Tenerife Friends group on Facebook. She's fine, Patrick. Physically, she's great. She's just having a wee bit of problems with some words every now and then, but they reckon it will come back. She's fine. It could have been a lot worse. She's sitting through in the other room, actually watching the television just now, so I'll leave her in peace. But thanks for asking, Patrick. Appreciate it. Okay, Michael, that'll be good. If you start it up Monday, I'll come in and join you. And my goodness, here's Dave, Mr. Lanzarote himself. I don't know if you saw Dave's vlog. I think Dave's actually bigger than Lanzarote because he gets stopped every 2 minutes. Don't you, Dave? He's stopped, but like Kevin when he's away, he gets stopped all over the place. Thanks for joining, Dave. Appreciate it. Will do, Anne-Marie. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. It was her 89th birthday on the 14th, so at least she made that. Yeah, Dave's website is a good one. I enjoyed Dave's website as well. Jazzy saying hi to Dave. Dave, I enjoyed your walk, but it was amazing how many times you get stopped. Mr. Lanzarote. Yeah, like it, Nigel. That's good. Enjoyed that one. Dave, how is the Colima in Lanzarote just now, or is it passed you by? It's like being famous in a street in Scotland. Dave, in my small channel, I've only been asked twice if I'm Alan from Alan's Homemade Vlogs, and one was in Morrison's in Troon when I was shopping, which I couldn't believe, and the other, I was walking over the golf course at Royal Troon and somebody stopped me. Michael, how long is the Fringe on for? Is it this weekend it finishes? Maybe you could answer that. Because as you know, my nephew stays through in Edinburgh, and I was asking him the other day, but he wasn't too sure. 26, right. Cheers, Michael, thanks. Klima gone now, rain. Oh, well. Mind you, having said that, Dave, it's been that warm in the Canaries, they need the water. That's one thing we don't need here. It's rained all bloody summer. And an electrical storm. Well, we haven't had that yet. We don't really get thunder and lightning. I think the picture's gone a wee bit again. Anne-Marie, if you can maybe let me know. I'm trying to look over to my iPad and it looks a bit blurred on my iPad. I know that there's shows on that go on after the Fringe, etc., Michael, until the 2nd. I know there's a couple of cruise ships they're going to Greenock that actually stay until about 2 and 3 in the morning, when they usually leave at 6 and 7 at night, because they take passengers through to the tattoo, etc. Thanks, Anne-Marie. It's, as long as it's okay, that's the main thing. As I say, I think the atmospherics at the moment have got a lot to do with it. Yeah, I can see it. It's buffering a wee bit. My apologies, everybody, but one of these things. And it's living right by the sea doesn't help. So we've got 23 on, so thanks everybody for joining in tonight. Really appreciate it. As I say, it was a wee bit of a last minute thing because I knew Colin was not on tonight, so I thought I would just take his wee slot. Obviously, he'll be getting it back again, but it was just really to join in and touch base with you all, and just to thank everybody for pushing the wee channel over the 1,000 subs. It's appreciated. Thanks, Anne-Marie. As long as it's okay. I'd rather it wasn't blurry, but I can't help it at the moment, I'm afraid. Okay, thanks, Gary. So it's okay on the phone, but not on the big TV. That's funny. I was just having a wee look on my phone there to see if it was out. It's probably the same as my iPad. It is just a wee bit blurry. Trouble is, when you look into the MacBook, it doesn't give you the same getting back as looking into the camera, not what's getting actually broadcast. So hopefully it's okay. You can bear with it. I'm sure Dave's, I actually knew Dave's email, Michael, but I'm sure I'll put it on for you. If anybody's going to Lanzarote and they need any help with anything, Dave's your man. Just click on his channel on Travel On World and he'll give you his email address and everything there and all his contact details. What Dave doesn't know about Lanzarote is not worth knowing. Yep, actually, that's a good one, Patrick. Yes, definitely give Jazzy's channel a wee push. I noticed, I think you're up to about 956, Jazzy, when I looked earlier on. I've actually got a wee note to say something about that. So, yeah, give give Jazzy a wee like on the subscribe. He's got a great channel. Does a lot of things in the south of France and here, there, and everywhere. And I've noticed, Jazzy, your editing's good as well, pal. But never say never. Yeah, I think you're going to get it as well, Anne-Marie. I think it's coming virtually straight up the Irish Sea past you and then hitting us over the next couple of days. But it's already started to ramp up here just now. That's no problem, Jazzy. Happy to help. And Jazzy, I appreciate you being the first ever member on the channel when I got over the 1,000 subscriptions. I really appreciate that, pal. That's why I think you're up in green with a wee star. Thanks again, Jazzy. I think there was some ads. I thought I'd actually put that on to showing at the end rather than halfway through. So I hope it's not putting you too much off. Thanks, Dave. Listen, appreciate you dropping in. I know you're very busy, Dave, but thanks anyway. That's great. I don't know if you got the message from Michael about your email address. Could you stick it on so you can copy it down, Dave? Appreciate that. Because Michael's coming out to Lanzarote. That's the Edinburgh and beyond. Cheers, Dave. And by the way, I'm on Diet Coke. Thanks, Anne-Marie. That's Jazzy's link. So please just hit that. Yeah, I see you're up to 966, Jazzy. So let's try and get Jazzy over the 1,000. Thanks, Nigel. Yep, it certainly helps, doesn't it? All the best, Dave. Give my regards to Mrs. Travelon and the family. Hope you haven't left. I'm too late with that, probably. Okay, I think we're down to about 14 now, so I think it'll be about time to give this a wee wind up, unless anybody wants me to stay on particularly. Hi, Gordon. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate that. Well, to be honest with you, Gary, it's only 10 miles. Well, it's not even 10 miles. It's only 8 miles down the road. So it's a 10-minute drive in the car. So certainly if you're in Ayr, we would love to catch up with you. No problem. We'd really enjoy that. Just to say hello. And thanks for the pictures you sent from the Arona Gran. Cheers, Michael. Thanks for that. Carrie, I have nothing planned. Well, neither have I, actually, but I don't want to bore you to tears. I know it's very, very difficult for everybody to stay on and watch everybody all the time. Next time over, I'll meet you for a beer. Gordon, that's no problem. Would love to do that. Bit late journey home, very busy. I remember, Gordon, you saying that your brother lives in Troon. I'm sure I know him when you gave me his name and everything. But you know what it's like in a small place. You see people's faces and you say hello to them and you don't necessarily know exactly who they are or what their name is, but you recognise them. Troon's changed a wee bit, Gordon, for pubs wise. I mean, our favourite local was always McIntyre's down at the Cross, and I was on a cruise. I think it was about 11 years ago. That's right. He was I remember you telling me he was the store manager. That's how I'm sure I know him. My local was McIntyre's down at the Cross, and I was on a cruise about 11 years, and I got a phone call from my niece to say that the landlord had collapsed and died. So so it was a bit of a shock, and it was our local, and it was a great place. We used to have some great crack in there. Thank you so much, Michael. Really appreciate that, pal. And what a person you've given it to. Absolutely superb. Couldn't happen to a nicer person. There you go, Anne-Marie. You've joined the Green Brigade. Nice and green for the Irish. Wife is Mary Brown. Yeah, I'm positive that I know them, Dunk Gordon. Is the picture still all right with you, Anne-Marie? It's getting quite dark here now because the clouds flying over. Thanks for joining us, Retro Hawk. You're some man, Michael. Really appreciate that. If anybody's got any more questions, please fire them in. Stick a Q in front of it and it comes up. And when it comes up on the, excuse me, when it comes up in the chat feed, it's easier to actually pick it out that it is a question. Gary, I'm going back to a Liverpool lass has taken over a pub in there. It's called the Wee Windows. I know exactly where it is. It's in the Sandgate. It's actually quite a famous wee pub, actually. Yeah, you're quite right, Michael. Yeah, but listen, that's really good. I really appreciate that. Michael, you going over to Tenerife for Paddy's Day again? Tell me if that's too bright, folks. I'm just because the clouds coming over, I'm trying to sort of balance out the picture a wee bit. Gordon had a holiday home in Saltcoats. That's funny. Anne's from Saltcoats. Nigel, I would move to Tenerife in a heartbeat, but unfortunately, I've still got my part-time job, so you never know. Thank you, Jazzy. That's great. Thanks for letting me know. Appreciate that. I put the brightness up a wee bit because it is getting a bit dark here. Karen, hi, Alan Q. Yeah, that's true, Nigel. I think although we're on cable here, I might give it a reboot because I know that the box down the road's getting battered with the wind and rain just now. Thank you, Karen. Appreciate that. In fact, I appreciate everybody on here. It's so nice of you to join me. Oh, we're back up to 21. Hey. Soon be on a record. I think it was just over 20 the last time I did a live. I know I don't do them that often, but excuse me. Okay, Michael, you haven't been, but I'll see if the prices get it cheap. I know it's March is a pretty dear time in Tenerife. That's a good one, Karen. That probably depends on what you're looking for. Rincon de Pollo is very basically just chicken, whereas El Cine is more seafood orientated, although they do chicken wings. Yeah, I think Rincon de Pollo is great for us from the Rona Grande because we just walk down to it. Mind you, so is El Cine. It really depends on what you're looking for. Hope to do a couple of new places when we're out in October this year. I think Anne and I are going to go to El Rincon, which is, as you know, is probably along at La Vista Beach. I believe the sunsets from the actual terrace and the bar are fantastic. So yeah, we'll go to El Rincon and try another couple of places, and of course the camera will probably come. Anstruther Fish Bar. If it's in Anstruther, it's miles away, Michael. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate that. I don't do a lot in Glasgow. It's just when I'm up working, and it's just when I'm up working, and sometimes I get an hour free or an hour and a half free, and I end up going out and just having a walk outside the office, and usually get something to film. And if you saw recently the one in Byres Road, the choice of eating places there is absolutely fantastic. It really is, for one street in the West End. Yep, true, Nigel. There is some excellent restaurants in Glasgow. I just wish they'd tidy it up a wee bit. It's an absolute shambles just now. That's right, Karen. There is great fish shops in Anstruther. My uncle and auntie used to live in St Andrews, and we used to go down to Crail and Anstruther from there. Nigel, that would be, yeah, I would love to do that. And I would love to try and get a panel of some of the other vloggers together. Like we could get Jazzy on, Michael, and if Kevin was free, I know he's a bit busier than most of us because he's here, there, and everywhere. I think that'd be quite interesting. I think there'd be quite a good bit of to and fro, and with a lot of different ideas for everybody as well. Probably a lot of good information would come out of that, because people that travel, it would be who usually got a fair bit of reasonable information to pass on. And when you go on holiday, every little bit helps. Thanks, Nigel. Yeah, I would like to do that. I'll certainly try and give that a try. Maybe when we come into the winter months and people are not here, there, and everywhere, it will certainly give us something interesting to do for an evening. Yep, that's true, Nigel. It might do that as well. Yep, that's great. Well, they are. Jazzy's in already. Yeah, but Patrick, I would love to do that. I think that'd be great fun. As you know, Kevin's only 20 minutes from me, so I think we're gonna. I saw him. I know that we had put a picture on when he was up at university when his daughter graduated at Glasgow. But unfortunately, because I was working that day, we couldn't meet up later. But we'll certainly try and do something. Excuse me, I'm just getting a message on my phone there. Sorry about that. Were you buried in Gretna Green on the old anvil, Gary? That's tremendous. Know a few folk that got married in Gretna Green. My niece, who I was talking about earlier on, with her daughter starting secondary school today, she was actually married on a cruise with us in 2009, I think it was. Yeah, it was. Invite YouTube legend Anne-Marie. There couldn't be a meetup without the legend that is Anne-Marie. Patrick. Just wouldn't be the same. But no, that'd be good. We could try and get something organised. I'll speak to Kevin and even get Michael call. We could maybe make it into a round table with us. I think if I do it on StreamYard, I can actually get up to about 5 or 6 guests on it. I don't know if Jazzy, do you use StreamYard? Or Michael, do you use StreamYard? Because if you did, it would be actually quite good, because then we could get everybody on sort of like a round table. That'd be really interesting. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, we'll have a wee. I know I've got your WhatsApp and stuff like that. We'll have a wee chin wag when Kevin gets back from Turkey and see what we can organise. And Jazzy, if you're available, we'll get you in it as well, and it'll help boost your channel as well. And I'm sure Colin would be up for it as well, and maybe even get Mr. Studio himself, Mr. Dowd, involved in that as well. He would quite like probably to do that. He's got that much software that he'd probably need Pickfords to bring it over. I say that, Matt, you're going to start your Monday night chats. That's good. That'll be good. Yep. Just make sure Hearts are not playing that night. Very good, Patrick. But you, I was thinking Tim as well, Nigel. Do you watch Jim and Specialist YouTube with? That's amazing. Ray and Patricia. That's brilliant. We've actually got we've got a pipe band in Troon called the Black Rock Pipe Band. They've won a lot of competitions. Yes, Gordon, he's certainly the tech guru. I had to laugh today. He was out with Vinny for a walk, and he opened his rucksack and he had his Fairy Tech. He had his, obviously he was on his Osmo, DJI Osmo Pocket. He had his Fairy Tech with him. God knows what else he had in that bag. But mind you, he's good. He knows what he's doing. Really cleverly put together. Excuse me while I have throats drying up a bit. I haven't talked so much since I used to do lectures. Well, Anne-Marie, you're welcome anytime. God, my surname's Gebbie, Gebbie. Actually, do you know something else? It'd be quite good to get Steve involved as well. I wonder if he would join in for a wee meet virtually, because Steve's very knowledgeable about the north of the island. Tim makes curries look like a corner shop. That's true, Nigel. He must be he must keep Amazon going on his own in Tenerife. Mind you, I don't think Amazon deliver much to the Canaries. I know they do, but thanks, Anne-Marie. Thanks for sticking that link. I appreciate that. Anne-Marie, why have you gone to blue rather than red with the Spanish? Oh no, it's okay. The member that's still next to it. Evening, Tim. Right, okay, Tim. Right, fire away with the information regarding the backdrop, etc., etc., etc. I can take it. Got broad shoulders. If you look back in the chat, Tim, and I'll have something to say about the presentation. And listen, Tim, you can tell me anything because you've been a great help to the channel as well. So whatever you say, I'll go with, pal. While everybody's on, I was thinking, I'm really quite fond of wine. And I think I've got quite a fair bit of knowledge about wine. I wonder if we should maybe have a wine tasting evening with everybody on. Would everybody quite like that? Hi, Billy. Thanks for joining us. Billy's camera, if you can put a link on, Anne-Marie, appreciate it. Billy lives just about 5 miles up the road from me, so he'll be getting battered with the weather just now. Camera's too low, background too light, no key lights in your face, no hair light. Oh, right. Thanks, Tim. I don't really want a lot of light in my face, to be honest with you. And it's so dark here just now that I could turn the light on behind me, but it wouldn't make much of a difference. But I appreciate that, Tim. Thanks very much. Camera's too low. Okay, let's move the camera up. There we are. Move the camera up, Tim. Any better? Hey, Nigel, yeah, I'd quite like to do that. What we'd do is we'd just, thanks, Anne-Marie. What we'd do, Nigel, is we could just stick a link on before we go live and say, look, we're going to be trying this tonight. And we get it from just a mainstream place where everybody can shop and we can all try it and compare notes. I think that'd be quite funny. Thanks, Patrick. Cheers, Patrick. Thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. You've got blue sky behind me. Gary, it's not blue. I can assure you it's just the way that I've doctored the camera on my MacBook. Tim has more cameras than David. He's certainly got more cameras than the BBC. Cheers, Pat. Thanks for coming on. Do you have 6, Nigel? Well, to be honest, I had a Fairytech, but I've sold it. I had a GoPro, but I sold that. But I've bought the Insta360 Ace Pro, and I think that's really, really good. In fact, I actually used that in a couple of recent vlogs where I hadn't got my Pocket 3 with me. David's meeting's over and he'll be here in a sec. But I used them all set for the 360. Start using that as the hack cam. I lost them. And Tim, I'll tell you something. I love watching you when you go into the tech. I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I really, because it's great asking you questions about tech for this and that, hack cam and what have you. Yet, because you know your stuff. I must admit. Time editing is great. Oh, need to have a look at that. I actually edit all mine on my MacBook and do it on iMovie. Nigel, I think the Pocket 3 is absolutely brilliant. I really do. It's so easy to cart around with you as well, because it just, as it says, it slips in your pocket. Yeah, certainly I use my Pocket 3 a lot. I quite like getting used to the Insta360 Ace Pro, but it's horses for courses. I don't know, Michael, if Colin's used his. I think he used it when he was in Tenerife recently with SAF. Excuse me. You'll need to ask him, but I'm sure he did. Because I think I saw some kind of reflection and it looked like the Pocket 3. No problem, David. Glad you could join us, even though it's briefly. I really appreciate you coming in. Well, folks, we've been on nearly an hour. I hate to come up on a miserable Tuesday evening, but want to thank everybody for joining in tonight. Gary says his Wi-Fi was playing up. I think ours is about to start flickering again. We've got another squall coming in. So I think this is a good time to maybe just say thanks so much for joining in. Thanks for everybody for getting us over the 1,000 barrier. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate that. And look forward to speaking to you all in not too distant future. So until the next time, yeah, Billy, it is great. Handy to travel with. Yep. I know you like your Sony as well. But anyway, listen, thanks very much, everybody. Appreciate you all joining in. And it's been great talking to you all. So until the next time, thanks again. Everybody have a good week.